Hey everybody, welcome to a special underwater edition of the GCap Recap. I'm GCap, or am I? And we're going to be reviewing today 1978 Barracuda. So let's get underwater and let's get capping. Woo!
I'm Liza Williams. I brought you breakfast.
Thanks. What's the matter? You want it back?
What's your name?
Dillinger, John.
Really?
No.
What do you do?
When I'm not in jail, you mean? Oh, I rob banks, beat up people, peddle a little pornography on the side, kidnap pets for ransom, the usual. Sure.
You simple moron!
Sorry.
You ran my whole purpose! What are you doing? Call me a liar?
I'm not calling you a liar. You're not.
So, before I start explaining why I'm doing Out of the Water for my special underwater review, how rude of me. I'm sitting in the pool drinking beer underwater, and you're at my bar. I'm supposed to be serving you. So, let me lead off with a nice Corona Light, which is a really good beer to drink in Florida, which is where our feature presentation takes place. Let's go ahead. Let's get that down. And while I don't have a themed drink for you this week, I do have some themed food. These are not normal mini pretzels, because mini pretzels are life and all that. These are going to be special. I'm going to bless them with one of my magical talisman for the week, so I pick Magical Monkey. Oh, magical monkey, make my pretzels not funky. There you go. So now this turns this normal pretzel food into your themed food, Barracuda. Anyway, so there. Get you to eat that. Now let's get on with it. So anyway, the reason I'm out of the water for the third act of the GCap recap of Barracuda from 1978 is because I want to visualize you what exactly happens in the film itself when it reaches its third act. You see, the filmmakers decide that they're just going to take the action out of the water completely. As we were getting away from the boring town and all the weird stuff that was happening, we were getting more to the water and the blood and the guts and the carnage. Barracuda decides to, keep us back on land, never mention the Barracuda really ever again, never go anywhere near the water, and it becomes an on-land political thriller. Like, could you imagine, if in the original Star Wars, the final battle doesn't take place in a war, in the stars, like in space, right? Like it, I don't know. It ends in the water or something like that, or on the beach, right? Or could you imagine the Fast and the Furious is really about people in their cars that are, slow and, just kind of chill? No. Or how about this? How about Rocky 3, right? Like Rocky and Clubber Lang decided at the very end, instead of boxing, in the ring to settle their differences, they decided to play cards. To determine the heavyweight championship. I mean, you would, you'd miss the whole, ain't so bad, I'm getting mad, keep hitting me harder. You'd miss that whole thing, right? So, imagine how I feel when a film called Barracuda decides it wants to become a political thriller. So anyway, here's the real kicker. So, after we get to the third act and we're ready for man versus beast, man versus fish, or fish versus man. Depends on what side of Twitter you're on. You now have to go through this whole government, big business conspiracy theory, and you learn things you wish you didn't. Like, the whole reason the Barracuda have been acting crazy is because there's been pollution in the water with some chemical, and that's why the town was going crazy.
I don't think you understand what we got here. Man-eating fish. Deadly chemicals polluting the sea, and our own little jerkwater chemical plant is responsible.
I mean, it's all very upsetting, at least to me, that we're stuck on land the whole time, and now this is what we have to kind of ride the wave, so to speak. Although I guess you can't because we're not in the water. I guess drive down the road because we're in a town. Towards the end of the movie, to really rub salt in the wound, we get to the very end, and after 90 plus minutes of going through all this stuff to get to our destination, the writers decide to become complete edgelords. So our heroes think they're saved. And there might be some kind of resolution to this whole thing. And no, the law enforcement or government people were behind it, the whole time too. So they turn their guns off the bad guys and put them on our heroes, and they let them have it. And they kill them, and we have freeze frame, and then we have credits. So edgy, right? We're so edgy, right? So lordy. The film feels completely pointless. Like nothing happened. Like there was no resolution. It went nowhere. I was like, that's not how to finish it. Oh, here's a twist. It's not going to be about the Barracudas. It's going to be about the government. And ooh, here's another swerve, bro. We're just going to go ahead and we're just going to kill our main characters. Like, ooh, our two heroes die. They get filled full of lead, and they're killed. So I guess that's supposed to mean the rest of the world will be poisoned. They're dead. They were shot. The audience can go GFY because they've been tortured the whole time, lied to, and now this happens. Guys are shot smug hero, he's dead. Sheriff dies. They're all just they're laid out. That's the last thing we see is their flailing bodies, you know, hitting the ground. Yeah. Our main heroes are dead.
Hey, what time is it?
It's time to wrap this up. So, Barracuda from 1978. Barracuda is a film in which its title is the ultimate red herring. And I'm not just saying that because it's a fish-related story. Or am I? Or am I? Maybe I am, right? Works. Anyway, there's this whole Illuminati conspiracy political crap, you know, that clogs up this movie that should have been about men versus Barracuda, but no, it's forgotten in the third act, you know. I mean, the main emphasis is, you know, that there's drugs and is put into the water supply. And it's making people crazy. You know, they're poisoning the water supply. Uncle Gene?
Poison the water supply. I'm gonna poison the water supply for gold, for ransom, for jewels, for money.
Thanks, Uncle Gene. So yeah, I guess that's why it's called, the subtitle for the film is Barracuda, the Lucifer Effect. I mean, I guess in reality it should have been called Barracuda,
There's nothing to get excited about.
Boom, my man. Alright guys, I held you here long enough. Thanks for stopping by as always. Please subscribe, like, all that good stuff for me. I'd much appreciate it. And remember, you ever want to take in the GCap recap? You always have a seat at the bar. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, it's song time! Well, R.I.P. to my precious goggles. Sacrifice themselves for you. I'll see y'all next time. I'm gonna close out with a little tune I came up to the tune of Barracuda by heart. See you next time. You suckered me in with sharp-toothed fish, but you didn't deliver on my wish. Sea creatures that chomp, 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 chomp. Oh, you fooled me good. I've been Barracuda. Whatever. Yeah. Sit, Koopy, sit. Good dog.